Well, good morning, Mid-Missouri. It is Friday, December 29th.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good
Y'all,
morning.
wake up, y'all.
Good morning.
Oh,
Good
no.
morning.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. No.
You guys are, I mean, we are of the same upbringing that everything reverts back to a musical.
Yep.
Like Rodgers and Hammerstein is my go-to. So it has been entertaining to hear you reference Doris Day.
Yeah, that's true. I did do that.
You know, I was actually going for, since you said morning, I was going Oklahoma, the Oh What a Beautiful
What a
Morning.
Beautiful Morning.
But you changed it, so now they're both equally stuck in my head. So there we go.
Here's a look out your door this morning. We're actually waking up to a mix of clouds and clearing out there. All of that light snowfall that you're seeing across parts of Macon County into Monroe County at this point actually isn't hitting the surface at this point. We're still a little bit too dry. We will need to worry about some light snow and the potential for some patchy freezing drizzle, but that's not going to be until after about 1 o'clock later on this afternoon. So let's take a look at your day planner here. Again, most of us are just going to be mostly to, if not completely overcast later on today. We're going to talk about that potential for freezing drizzle later on today and a much, much cooler weekend forecast. It's coming up in a few minutes.
Tori, thank you. At least a dozen people have been killed in an apartment building fire in the Bronx last night.
Officials say at least 12 people were rescued and 4 people were critically injured. Ages of the victims range from a year-old to more than 50. The fire broke out on the first floor around 7 p.m., spread upstairs quickly. Mayor Bill de Blasio called it an unspeakable tragedy and said it was the worst fire tragedy in 25 years. The cause of the fire is still being investigated, and we saw a live feed just a couple of minutes ago. There are still fire trucks out in front of that apartment building. At least a dozen people died in a fire in Mumbai that broke out shortly after midnight this morning. Video shows dozens of people gathering and trying to catch a glimpse of the fire. The blaze happened at the Kamala Mills compound in Mumbai. It started on the top floor, took over the entire building in less than 30 minutes, according to local media.
Both Little Dixie and Boone County firefighters responded to an early morning structure fire at a farm along the Audrain and Boone County line yesterday. They were on the scene in 6 minutes. Nobody was injured, but the home was destroyed. The family is staying in Kirksville for the time being. Firefighters from Mid-Missouri and rural areas are generally at a disadvantage with a lack of resources and greater distances to cover.
The more we reduce that response time, the better saves and saving the lives and property, putting those fire pieces of fire apparatus and firefighters closer to our taxpayers.
Last week, the U.S. Senate passed legislation to extend funding for grant programs to local firefighters and emergency responders. It's heading to the president's desk to be signed.
A man accused of arson is now facing murder charges in Boone County. Prosecutors filed a new complaint yesterday for attempted murder and conspiracy to commit murder. Murdad Fotuhigam is accused of offering a man $500 to burn down a mobile home because it was on land he wanted for expanding his electrical engineering business. The owner of the mobile home suffered burns and carbon monoxide poisoning. The suspect was eventually arrested after a 7-hour standoff with police. He's being held at the Boone County Jail without bond.
Now, as the temperatures drop, the chances of carbon monoxide poisoning rise. Health officials are advising people to stay alert when it comes to items in the home that can emit the odorless gas. KMUH Savannah Rudisell is live to tell us why carbon monoxide is a bigger concern this time of the year. Savannah, good morning.
I'm live at the Columbia Fire Department's administrative offices, where they deal with more calls related to carbon monoxide in the winter than any other season. According to the CDC, in 2015, about 400 people died from carbon monoxide poisoning, and about half of those deaths occurred between December and February. The odorless gas can build up in homes when they're shut up for the winter. Some people like to start their car in the garage in the mornings to get it nice and warm, but fire officials say this isn't always safe.
It's always a good practice not to warm your car up in the garage. Pull it out, shut your door. You don't want to ever create an opportunity for carbon monoxide to get into your home. And that can happen with a vehicle even when the garage door is up.
The best thing that you can do to keep yourself and your home safe is to pick up one of these carbon monoxide detectors. Fraser says that you should have one on every level and near a place where people sleep, so that way it'll keep you alert, and have them close to those fuel-burning appliances such as stoves or fireplaces that will emit that carbon monoxide. And make sure that you have those big appliances checked and inspected regularly. Reporting live in Columbia, Savannah Rudisell, KMUH News.
A postal worker crashed into a home in Columbia yesterday. KMUH News was at the scene where we learned deputies believe the crash happened because of a medical emergency. They'll not exactly confirm what the emergency was, but we do know the driver was diabetic and was found with low blood sugar. There's currently no word on his condition. The owner of the home was not there during the accident. There is some damage to the house, but the fire department couldn't confirm how much.
Multiple people are hurt following a train collision near the Alabama-Mississippi border yesterday afternoon. Officials say the crash happened around 4:30 p.m. in Pickens County, Alabama. They say some people had to be airlifted to the hospital with serious injuries. The roads near the crash site have been closed while the trains are moved off the tracks. The cause of that crash remains under investigation.
Reese Taylor, she's an African-American woman who was abducted and raped by 6 white men in 1944, died yesterday morning. Taylor was from Abbeville, Alabama, and would have turned 98 on Sunday. Her abduction and rape made national headlines in 1944, and the film The Rape of Reese Taylor debuted at the New York Film Festival just this fall. Her brother, Robert Corbett, said she died peacefully in a nursing home. He remembered her as a brave woman and a fighter. American Airlines employees will now have to do implicit bias training. The now required training is a result of a travel advisory issued by the NAACP, similar to the one it put on Missouri. Just this past weekend, American Airlines kicked 2 black athletes off of a flight after wrongly accusing them of stealing blankets. The company later apologized and booked the 2 passengers on a first-class flight.
Here's what's happening right now. First responders are still on the scene this morning of that deadly fire in New York City that killed 12 people that we talked about earlier. New York Mayor Bill de Blasio said the fire will rank as one of the worst losses of life to a fire in many, many years. You can see a live picture there of that feed. Now, officials are working to determine the cause of that blaze, but we do know 3 of the victims were children under the age of 10 years old. Such a sad morning for New York City.
Yeah, it's awful. Thank you. In a letter to customers released yesterday, Apple apologized for the misunderstanding regarding the company's practice of slowing down older iPhones. I thought I was going crazy. The tech giant also announced it's lowering the cost of battery replacements from $79 to $29 for 1 year, starting in late January. Apple plans to provide more details on the price drop in the near future, but the company said it applies to any user with an iPhone 6 or later who needs a battery replacement.
All right, listen up. One lucky lottery winner could start 2018 with a lot more money thanks to the Mega Millions and Powerball jackpots, which are both currently worth more than $300 million. Today's Mega Millions drawing has an estimated $306 million jackpot, which, if claimed, would be the 13th largest prize in the game's 15-year history. Tomorrow's Powerball drawing is worth even more, with an estimated jackpot of $384 million. That's insane.
An animal rights group petitioned to legally recognize 3 elephants at a zoo as people. This is happening in Connecticut. The Non-Human Rights Project sued on behalf of 3 elephants at the Comerford Zoo in November. The lawsuit demanded the elephants have the rights to not be imprisoned. In the Connecticut court decision released Tuesday, the judge said the animal rights groups could not bring the petition forward because they didn't actually have a prior relationship with the elephants, and that's why.
That's why. The Justice Department charged 2 Romanians with allegedly hacking more than 100 police surveillance cameras in Washington, D.C. earlier this year. The Secret Service became aware computers connected to the cameras had been hacked on January 12th, 8 days before the presidential inauguration. The 2 suspects are also accused of using the computers to spread viruses through 179,000 emails. If convicted, the men could face up to 20 years behind bars.
The actress best known for playing Sally Rogers on The Dick Van Dyke Show in the 1960s has died. Rose Marie passed away at the age of 94 at her home in Los Angeles yesterday. Marie's career began as a toddler when she played Baby Rose Marie. Over the course of her career, Marie performed on Broadway, in films, and on the radio, as well as television.
A judge permanently blocked an ethnic studies ban in Arizona's public schools he found to be racially motivated. The ban prohibits Arizona education officials from enforcing a 2010 law that dismantled a popular Mexican-American studies program. The law led to more allegations of racial discrimination. In the same year, Arizona passed a landmark crackdown on immigration.
China's offering foreign companies a break on Chinese taxes in response to Washington's tax overhaul. This is the first major reaction from Beijing to the U.S. decision to cut corporate tax rates. The finance ministry and tax agency say foreign companies will be exempt from withholding taxes on profits they reinvest in certain industries. Beijing hopes to attract foreign investors after several countries revealed similar measures.
Now, guns are a common holiday gift for Missourians, but new gun owners might not know gun safety rules.
But you need to. KOMU8's Haley Jennings is live to tell us what gun owners need to know.
The Missouri Department of Conservation held a class yesterday to talk about gun safety. The class explained parts of firearms, types of ammunition, how ammunition is fired, and range of various firearms. Some rules included unloading firearms when not in use and avoiding alcohol beverages while shooting. Gunshop Modern Arms saw this time of year as a successful business opportunity.
Gun sales were good this Christmas. It was a great holiday season. Increases over what we've seen in years past, and it's a great gift to give. Anything in the shooting sports.
Shooting session that was supposed to happen this Saturday was postponed due to weather. The reschedule has not been determined yet. Reporting live from Columbia, Haley Jennings, KOMU8 News.
All right, we have a big cool down on the way for this upcoming weekend. We're going to take a look at that and your New Year's Eve forecast right after this break.
But first, a live look over Mid-Missouri right now. Your time is 6:11. We'll be right back.
Count on the KOMU8 News app to keep you connected all day to Mid-Missouri's news, weather, and sports. With breaking news, the latest videos on developing stories, Target 8 investigations, and watch KOMU8 newscasts live. Plus, full weather coverage from the live Doppler 8 First Alert weather team, local sports scores, and a place to share your photos and videos. Wherever you are, all day, stay connected to the stories that matter to you. Download the free KOMU8 News app for coverage you can count on.
2018 is going to be huge at Baumgartner's store-wide New Year's sale. Get our biggest discounts of the year for 7 hours only. Save on living rooms, dining rooms, mattresses, and our entire Lazy Boy Comfort Studio. New Year's Day from 10 to 5 at Baumgartner's of Avaz.
Going for a ride in a broke-down sleigh with no reindeer in sight? That's a bad deal. At Joe Mawkins Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, we make it our job to always get you a good deal. During the Big Finish event, take a huge $14,000 off brand new Ram or $7,500 off all Jeep models in stock. From power to style, Joe Mawkins Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram has the largest selection in the state at legendary low prices. Check out the Big Finish event on Vandiver and JoeMawkinsCDJR.com.
Thanks for coming. Hi, guys.
I think they're open. Welcome to the final days of Toyotathon.
Mom, Dad, what are you doing here?
Right now, lease a new 2018 Highlander for only $289 per month. And enjoy peace of mind with Toyota Safety Sense Standard at no extra cost.
You can get a great deal, too, during Toyotathon.
Toyota, let's go places.
Make 2018 your year to shine at Baumgartner's store-wide New Year's sale. Get our biggest discounts of the year for 7 hours only. Save on Sealy, Tempur-Pedic, and Stearns & Foster, plus our entire Lazy Boy Comfort Studio. New Year's Day from 10 to 5 at Baumgartner's of Columbia.
Now, your live Doppler 8 First Alert weather.
Welcome back. 6:13 is your time this Friday morning. Live look over the Lake of the Ozarks, waking up to dark and actually not as cold of temperatures out there this morning. You'll still need all of the winter gear. We're waking up into the teens. However, later on this afternoon, we're still going to be below that 38-degree average. It's the warmest, though, that we're going to be pretty much the entire week this week and the entire weekend and much of next week as well. So if you do need things you need to get done outside, maybe need to run to the store, I would do it today before the cold really sets in. It's going to be a weekend to stay inside. We're just going to be partly to mostly cloudy afternoon temperatures between Saturday, Sunday, and Monday, back almost into the single digits. We do have a little bit of a warming trend that starts up by midweek next week. We're still going to be below average, though it looks like maybe until Friday or Saturday of this next upcoming weekend. Currently at Columbia Regional, we are sitting at a pretty nice 19 degrees. Feels like 12 out there thanks to that east-southeast breeze at about 5 miles per hour. So with that and a little bit of the cloud cover that we are seeing, a lot of these temperatures are going to hold into the teens throughout the morning. Here's that cold front still just off to our north. We're starting to see a few really light snow showers off to the northeastern part of the state. A lot of that, though, still not completely falling to the ground as we are still a little bit too dry at this point. So again, a lot of that is going to miss us earlier on this morning. It is going to be a dry commute to work early this afternoon. And if you're heading at about the lunch hour today, too, and at about that time, that's going to be when I'm suggesting you probably should maybe go get gas, maybe get some groceries, things and odds and ends that you do need done today, because we are going to be looking at the opportunity for some light, patchy, but freezing drizzle nonetheless. Anytime after 1 o'clock this afternoon, that is going to affect your commute home from work and any of your activities later on today as well. And even into this evening, I think until 1 o'clock in the morning on your Saturday, we're still going to see that in the forecast ahead. So it could cause for some pretty slick roadways, especially on some of those untreated surfaces. So please take your time if you do need to travel out and about later on this evening, especially for folks along and north of I-70. I think that's where we're going to pick up a good majority of that. Now, we are dry, though, still hanging on to the cloud cover to start off Saturday morning. By the afternoon, we should see a little bit more in the way of sunshine, maybe at least getting a couple of good hours of some daylight and some sunshine in there. And then here's our next weather maker. We have another little clipper system that rolls through heading into Sunday morning. This is at 1 a.m. After midnight on Saturday, so a lot of us aren't really going to wake up and see the snowfall, but we could see some really light snow showers for areas north of I-70 heading into Sunday morning. But here's a look at 7 o'clock on Sunday. Again, I think at that point we are done with the snowfall, hanging on to the clouds, and maybe again, much like Saturday on Sunday afternoon, seeing a couple hours of sunshine by the afternoon. So as far as the snowfall is concerned, with any of those light snow flurries that we pick up later on this afternoon and then into your Sunday morning, I think the best chance to see over a ½ of an inch of snowfall is going to be for some of our northeastern areas. So Macon, Moberly, Mexico, you guys are certainly included in that. It's going to be around ¼ of an inch or less, I think, for half of us from Boonville into Columbia, and then certainly less than that if you head off to the southwest near the lake area. So for the day today, it's going to be a warm one compared to where we'll be. 30 for an afternoon high, mostly cloudy skies again. Watch out for that patchy freezing drizzle. We do have a storm mode index at a 1 for that reason later on today and this evening as well. But once we get that out of the way, the rest of the weekend, again, really not looking too bad, other than the fact that it is bitter cold. 9 degrees for an afternoon temperature on Saturday and Sunday. Even colder to start off the first day of 2018, starting off the week with a high near 8. And then we actually do see an increase in those temperatures each and every day. It's going to feel a little bit better. You might get to shed a layer or two each and every day, and we should be back to schedule, or at least where we should be maybe by Saturday of next week. But up until that point, I mean, we're talking about dangerous cold temperatures, actual air temperatures in the negative numbers for Sunday night and Monday night as well. So make sure you're taking care of your pets, elderly neighbors.
Change your filter.
Yes.
Your furnaces are going to be really humming.
I'm going to have a really high utility bill this month.
You think so? Yeah. I think everybody is. All right, thank you. Let's take a live look now. That's Jefferson City on your Friday morning. Your time is 6:17. We'll be back after the break.
Track storms wherever you are. Download the free KOMU8 Weather and Traffic app for your phone and tablet.
Light up the holidays at Kia of Columbia with every Kia in stock on sale now. New Fortes, $119 a month. Optimas, $159 a month. Sportages, only $169 a month. All backed by the Kia of Columbia Promise, featuring our lifetime warranty. That's Fortes, $119 a month. Optimas, $159 a month. Sportages, only $169 a month. Light up the holidays today with big savings from Kia of Columbia. I want to see you in a Kia.
The new Hy-Veen Mega Ad. It's heavy with deals. Look for it in your mailbox in January. You'll find the new Hy-Veen Mega Ad is 88 pages of great deals that are good all month long. Plus, you'll get great tips and recipes. So don't forget to look for the new Hy-Veen Mega Ad, coming to your mailbox every month with deals that are good all month long, starting in January.
Extreme motocross jumping is really exciting, but driving a brand new car from Joe Mockins Mitsubishi comes pretty close. A sweet ride at a legendary low price is super exciting. Right now, get 0% interest for 84 months on a brand new 2017 Outlander Sport, plus a 10-year, 100,000-mile powertrain warranty. One of the largest inventories in the state at legendary low prices. Get your drive on at Joe Mockins Mitsubishi on Vandiver and JoeMockinsMitsubishi.com.
Mom says her Odyssey gets 5-star safety rating. I don't know what that means, but I got 5 stars from Miss Baker this week for going above and beyond on my Columbia Spotted Frog Science project. It makes this sound, ribbit. You know who else Mommy says goes above and beyond and gets lots of stars? Columbia Honda, where we got our new van. It goes vroom, not ribbit.
Shop Columbia Honda and experience our 5-star above and beyond customer service. The smart choice.
Closed captioning during KOMU8 News is brought to you by Mawkins.com. Shop thousands of vehicles on sale.
Here's what's happening right now. European company Airbus just confirmed a $50 billion jet purchase, which makes it the biggest aviation deal in history. This giant order will supply 430 jets with U.S. private equity partners Indigo Fund. This deal is Airbus' largest ever single order, and it will provide aircrafts for several airline companies, including Frontier Airlines, JetSmart, Wizz Air, and Mexico Volaris. Indigo has stakes in all 4 of those airlines, and it says this deal will give these ultra low-cost carriers even more value. That is a big order.
Yeah. Well, and it comes just right off the cuff of, Airbus has restructured its whole, board of directors because there's been corruption in that company recently. So it's interesting to see that these deals.
A lot of money.
Yeah, these deals are moving forward. Thanks so much, Megan. President Donald Trump recently did an interview with the New York Times where he discussed the recent Russian probe. President Trump says the investigation gives the United States a bad look and puts the country in a poor position. Presidential historians say this has been an interesting year for politics.
I've studied a lot of presidents. I have never seen anything like this.
Trump also added that he has, quote, the absolute right to do whatever he wants with the Justice Department, which includes firing special counsel Robert Mueller. Next week, the president will be focusing on the outline of his legislative agenda with infrastructure at the top of the list.
Crime rates are down in Jefferson City this year, but Captain Doug Shoemaker does not credit the police department with those low numbers. Shoemaker says crime trends are unpredictable. Theft and burglary were still the most common crimes or crimes of opportunity. Shoemaker says he thought it was helpful officers pushed for neighborhood watch groups this year, which cut down on that type of crime.
We all know within communities that criminals will take advantage of the areas where they can be most effective and have the least resistance to do that. So if a potential burglar comes upon a residence and sees people watching and paying attention, or they see alarm systems or notifications, they're probably going to go somewhere else.
National Night Out and a community action team were 2 examples Shoemaker mentioned.
We're looking live now over the Lake of the Ozarks. Your time is 6:22. We'll be right back after this.
Whether a home is too hot or too cold, visit ColumbiaPowerPartners.com to learn about rebates and low-interest loans to help finance energy-efficient home improvements. Columbia Water and Light, helping you get your home and your utility bills just right.
Reason number 78 to check out Joe Mawkins Volkswagen. 0 down, 0 deposit, 0 first month's payment. It's the Sign Then Drive event going on now at Joe Mawkins Volkswagen with incredible savings on one of the largest inventories in the state. Plus, all new 2018 Volkswagens come with the People First warranty. 6 years, 72,000 miles. There are lots of reasons to try Joe Mawkins Volkswagen. Find yours on Vandiver and JoeMawkinsVW.com.
We're here because U.S. Cellular has unlimited data.
So does my carrier.
That works even out here.
Oh.
And our total plans don't have hidden fees.
Neither does my plan.
You sure about that? Hidden fees from other carriers pop up unexpectedly and hit you. Again.
I saw that one coming.
They'll get you every time. Get unlimited data for $40 a month with no hidden fees. Only from U.S. Cellular.
It's the start of a new year for you and your family.
And we'd like you to be part of ours.
So our Chevy employee discount is still available to everyone.
You pay what we pay, not a cent more.
It's our way of saying Happy New Year.
And welcome to the family.
The Chevy family.
Use your employee discount for everyone and trade up to this Silverado All-Star to get a total value of over $11,000 or get $4,500 below MSRP on this 2018 Chevy Equinox. Visit your Heart of Missouri Chevy dealers.
Looking for a pre-owned vehicle? Look no further. We now have 3 locations to serve you. The all-new BMW of Columbia, Mercedes-Benz of Columbia, or the pre-owned of Columbia. For the best selection, quality vehicles, lowest prices. Save thousands, whether it's Ford, Chevy, Chrysler, Toyota, Nissan, VW, trucks, or SUVs. We have them and more. Our inventory is larger than ever and changes daily. Experience the difference at ColumbiaBMW.com, ColumbiaMercedes-Benz.com, and DrewingAuto.com.
Once upon a time, there was a house with big utility bills. Luckily, Columbia Water and Light was there to help. With rebates and low-interest loans to finance energy-efficient home improvements, the little house's owner lived happily ever after.
Now, your live Doppler 8 First Alert weather.
Welcome back. 6:24 is your time. Let's do another quick check at your current conditions before you head out this morning. Like we've been saying, it's really not too bad out there. We're about 19 degrees right now from Boonville into Columbia, Jefferson City, at least mid to upper teens. We're actually already warming to near 21 degrees for our friends in Osage County there. And it's really not too bad thanks to this nice breeze out of the southeast. It's anywhere from about 5 up to 10 miles per hour. And that's all it's going to get to later on today. So as far as your wind chill conditions this morning and later on this afternoon, it's actually not going to be too bad. If you still have some Christmas lights that you probably need to take down, this is actually going to be the best opportunity that you're going to have for the next several days, because we actually do see double-digit temperatures, and that's going to be the last time we'll see those for at least the next 3 or 4 days. Highs right around 30 degrees, so it's still going to be pretty chilly, but if you do have any of those decorations to take down, I would do that this morning or early this afternoon, at least before about 1 or 2 o'clock, when we do have that patchy drizzle that could form up any time after the 1 o'clock hour. We're starting to see a few of those light snow flurries moving into Quincy, northeastern parts of the state. Again, a lot of that not hitting the ground. We're just seeing a little bit of extra cloud cover out there, and it will be mostly, if not completely, overcast throughout the rest of the day today. We are going to need to keep our eye on this system up to the north, as again, we could see that drizzle forming up anytime between about 1 o'clock this afternoon and 1 a.m. heading into your Saturday morning. So with that, again, we do have that winter weather advisory in effect for almost every county in our KMU8 viewing area. I'll have more details on that coming up in a few minutes. Jordan?
Thanks, Tori. We're going to go ahead and get a check of your traffic conditions around the area now. As we look at these, traffic roads around mid-Missouri, you're looking at pretty clear conditions. There seemed to be a little bit of congestion heading southbound on Highway 54 toward Jefferson City. But, as far as that goes, it looks like smooth sailing for most of the area. Anyway, moving on for now, here's what's happening right now. This was a story that was originally reported in a local Texas area, but started to trend nationally and really pick up steam. Authorities say an intoxicated Dallas woman who was on a first date with a prominent Houston trial lawyer caused at least $300,000 in damage to his art collection, including, get this, 2 Andy Warhol paintings. Can you believe that? Megan, I don't think they're going to have a second date. There's no way.
I think it's safe to say that was expiration dating at its finest.
Oh, yes. Oh, yes.
All right, let's take a live look now to mid-Missouri. That is Jefferson City at 6:27. We'll be right back.
The First Alert Weather Cam is brought to you by the law firm of Harper, Evans, Wade, and Nettemeyer. We will fight for you.
It's the final days of the Ford year-end sales event.
Hey, Santa Claus is coming.
'Tis the season.
No, that's him in my blind spot.
He is rocking that scooter.
With a sidecar.
Doesn't need reindeer, baby.
Making the holidays happen. That's Ford, America's best-selling brand.
On F-150, get up to $10,200 total savings and $1,000 trade assist, or 0 for 72 plus $1,000 Ford credit cash and $1,000 trade assist at your quality Ford dealers.
It's time to buy a Buick. Not only is Bob McCosh Mid-Missouri's largest Chevy dealer, we are also the largest Buick and GMC dealership, too. End of the year always brings the absolute best in Buick and GMC savings. With up to 25% below MSRP on most 2017 Buick luxury SUV models, it is definitely time to buy a Buick. See your savings right now at BobMcCosh.com. We are professional grade. Buick makes the car. Bob McCosh makes the difference.
Hi, folks. Jerry O'Neill, Continental Siding Supply. The holiday season is a great time to give and to receive. Hey, about 9 years ago, I received a great gift in the form of a full-time college student who worked for me part-time. That young man has helped me take this company to another level. I've been so happy to give him more and more responsibility. Now he practically runs this place.
I really fell in love with this company. It started when my parents put Continental Siding on their house when I was just a kid. My love and respect grew as I got to know Jerry and his company. He is a great mentor to everyone that works here and me personally. The character he has from his generation is really instilled into everyone that works here. This company is my home, so you can be sure I'll take care of your home.
We'll make a great team for years to come. So, click or call now.
Before Joe Mockins ever sold their first car, they sold an idea. The idea that they're more than just a handshake and a set of keys. Joe Mockins helps hold up our community by donating to worthy causes.